Hey you guys, long time no see. That is because life, right? Everybody has life. I'm actually expecting our 5th child in a few months. She'll be a summer baby. And it's a girl. So we'll have 2 girls, 3 boys. It'll be so much fun. But I just want to jump on real quick and give you guys like a end of year wrap up for us and kind of tell you things that I'm changing. So we have been schooling since August, I want to say, and my kids have done really well on the schedule that I gave them. The thing that I didn't like about the schedule, which I didn't like this last year either, but I just didn't know how to change it. And last year was like our first year homeschooling, so I also kind of thought maybe it was just me, which very well could have been the case too, right? So what we did was basically the same routine we did last year. We schooled Monday through Thursday, and every other day we'd switch between history and science. It works really well. We did great doing it. I ended up getting really, really sick with this baby, and so we paused history and science for quite a while because when I have girls, I end up being sick for like 22 weeks. Vomiting, nauseous, not fun. So we just did what like I felt we needed to, which was their math and their language. That's what we did every single day. We got it done. I was always very nauseous and sick doing it, but then when it was over, and we didn't drag school out to anything else. So when in January, when I was feeling better, I finally decided to like get it all figured out. We've gotten caught up in our history. We didn't do as many sciences as we would have liked, but we still end up with 3, which is all you need to go through for the year when you're using the Good and the Beautiful curriculum anyways. What we did every morning was our scriptures, and then the kids would do their math and their language. They were able to pull off, and like if I was helping one, the other one would sit and do their independent work, and then we'd switch. And then my toddler, he was actually doing the Good and the Beautiful preschool course as well as Let's Play School letter and number books, which I'll show you guys in my next video about what we're doing next year. But at the beginning of the school year, but then halfway through, he was ready for the preschool material. So we got him doing preschool material, and he's actually tested and passed to be able to move on to do the kindergarten language arts and math, even though he's 4. So he's doing awesome. The kids would do their math and their language, and we would do scriptures together very first. And then after that, usually during nap time when my 2 littlers were napping, we would do the history or the science. And we'd rotate off like that. And like I said, it worked fine. It worked great. I just felt like we had to be very strict. No days off. We have to do it this day. We got to get done this day. You have these things that you've got to do. And then it made it really hard too when we had like extracurriculars like piano or tumbling, gymnastics, things like that. It made it harder for us as a family. I just felt more stressed and pressured to get everything done before we left the house because I knew once we came back, it wasn't going to happen. So that being said, my kids did complete 2 levels of language. Well, they're finishing their 2nd level now of language arts, which is awesome because they were both just a little bit behind. My daughter, behind in the sense of I'm OCD, and if they're going to be in 3rd grade, I want them on level 3. So it's not behind in any sense of like because we're homeschooling. It's more behind in my mind. When I give them their end of the year tests for the state that I'm required to do, they actually pass, they actually score above and beyond their grade level. So they're not behind, just in my mind, in order to remember what grade they're in, I'd like them to be level 3. They both completed 2 levels of language this year, which is awesome. Well, they'll finish up the other one before I have the baby. Anyways, they both completed their math for this year. We are very close to finishing our history for this year. It's very factual and not opinionated, if that makes sense. So I feel like sometimes you can get history books or read things about history that are more opinion based or give a lot of opinion in it, and that is not what the Good and Beautiful history is at all. I actually personally learned a lot in the History 2 course about the government and how it should function, and it opened up my eyes a lot to certain things. And even my kids were saying things like, that's not how it works though, Mom. That's not what's going on. And they're right. And so it's shocking how far how the founding fathers set up our nation was absolutely perfect and amazing, right? And I know that everybody says things have to change with the way, I don't know. Yes, sometimes things have to change, but also there's too much change happening. That's all I'm gonna say. So that is our year wrap up. The kids are getting ready to take their tests for the state so we can keep our homeschool open. And that is pretty much it. When I test my children, because this is a question that I do get sometimes. I don't want to say often, it's not an often question. But when I do test my children, I have the option of getting the paper timed tests, or just I use the CAT tests. So just the ones that I use, I can get the paper and they mail me the paper and I mail it back, or we can do it on the computer. I prefer the paper because I added up how long these tests would take my kids. My older girl would be doing the test for over 3.5 hours, and she's 9. And then my 8-year-old would be doing his test for over 2.5 hours. So I get the paper version so I can break it up and do a little bit each and every single day. I still time them. I still do everything by the books when it comes to that. And then when they're done, I just ship them off. So, and then they email me the test results and the scores, and I have it there, and it's easy for me to just give it to my state for records. But that is what I wanted to say. What we didn't ended up doing is I kind of wanted to do like a morning loop thing with my kids every morning. And again, because I got pregnant, we just kind of were like in survival mode. Decided we actually do like an end of school program assembly thing for their dad, where they just get up and we choose something. Last year we chose an animal for them to give a presentation on. This year we haven't really decided yet what they're going to do, but they will get up and give an end of the year presentation. They'll say the poems that they memorized, maybe sing a song that they have learned, and just show their dad like their favorite parts, whether it's artwork, some handwriting pages that they did. They have those on display, and we set up the schoolroom in a big display, and they'll show their dad like, this is how hard I worked this year. And they seem to really love that, and it's just a great way to just say, oh, this is a closing of a chapter. So that is our end of school wrap up. If you have any questions, leave them in the description box below. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.